5 dirty cops getting brutal karma in courtroom by court analysis.
From kicking suspects to
Perez striking Crudup and slamming him to the ground.
to beating patients.
Oh, shit.
Get down. Get down. Get down.
These 5 officers once swore to uphold the law, but the only thing they'll be holding is orange jumpsuits. Disclaimer. Number 1. Giovanni Crespo. Crespo faces 6 charges including aggravated manslaughter and official misconduct. On the night of January 28, 2019, Gregory Griffin was pulled over for speeding. The officer reportedly told him to turn off the engine during the stop, but he didn't comply.
Sir, turn off the vehicle. Turn off the vehicle, sir.
Nigga, turn it off.
Turn it off.
Nigga, you good? Nigga, what? Turn off the fucking car.
Turn off the car and roll down the window. Open the door.
Then she noticed a gun near the driver and immediately ordered him to put his hands up.
Let me see your hands. Hands. Hands on the wheel. Let me see.
These niggas gotta be high as shit or something, because they are moving slower than molasses, nigga. They look lost. They look fucking lost, nigga. They gotta be high as fuck off us, because, like, are you not reading what I'm saying to you? Like,
See your hands. Let me see your hands.
Instead, Griffin put his foot on the pedal and hightailed it out of there.
we on his ass. Get that nigga!
The vehicle took off.
Get that nigga! Get him!
Thomas in Pennsylvania. 2017, Chrysler 300, color black.
The officer radioed for backup as she followed after him. One of the officers who joined the frenzied high-speed chase was Giovanni Crespo and his partner. When the patrol car pulled close side by side with the fleeing car, Crespo jumped out of the car, brought out his gun, and fired.
Shots fired. Shots fired. Move.
Not at the car's tires, but directly into the car at the men. He missed, but not for long. He hopped back into the car and they continued the chase.
Oh, this nigga wants blood, nigga. He said, I got some niggas on the run. I'ma shoot these niggas. He said, I'ma shoot these niggas and it'll be just fine. All right? It'll be just fine. No, like, you know, when we go to court, they'll all be like, maybe they deserved it. Like, you know, shit.
Shots fired on that vehicle. Shots fired.
He repeatedly urged his partner to drive faster.
Oh, come on.
At one point, his partner even told him to relax.
Oh, he wants smoke. He wants smoke,
It
nigga.
must have been the opposite day because Crespo pulled
wants
that
smoke.
stunt again.
This nigga don't give a fuck. Is this the right situation to be shooting in, bruh? No, like, I guess people on the road are in danger, right? From them driving recklessly. But, like, are you allowed to just be shooting at niggas if they're not shooting at you like that? If they're not shooting at you in the first place? Because holy shit. Bro, clearly he knows something. He's like, honestly, we haven't met our quota of niggas this month. We haven't met our quota of niggas this month. So if I kill these 2 niggas, we're good. We can just sweep this under the rug. No one will care. Like, because you're running around crazy, point blank at the window, bruh.
The car came to a stop, a pumped-up Crespo. The third time the car came to a stop, a pumped-up Crespo raced to the car.
Stop.
He barely ordered them to stop the car before he shot through the passenger side.
Nigga, I'm not stopping. Now I know if I stop, you're killing me.
Get out the car.
Hitting both men in the head, killing Griffin, and severely injuring his passenger, Andrew Dixon.
It should be under his leg.
Does anybody fires a weapon here?
No, no.
Later, as more officers arrived, Crespo kept telling everyone what he'd just done over and over and over.
I shot him in the head.
Back up, back up, back up, back up.
Get the gun. I shot both of them. I shot both.
Nigga, this is not Call of Duty.
I shot both of them here. Okay, right and then,
After reviewing the footage, the department determined that Crespo had used excessive force. He was immediately suspended from the department and arrested. During the trial, Crespo's defense attorney argued that Crespo was a superhero.
This law enforcement officer saved lives that night.
Are you crying?
End of story.
But the prosecution saw the evidence differently, mainly because Crespo's story had changed.
This defendant shot Gregory Griffin through the back of the head, severing his brainstem and killing him, and shooting his friend Andrew Dixon in the face, causing serious bodily injury.
After 6 days of deliberation, the jury came back with a verdict. Crespo was found guilty on all counts. Several of Crespo's family members broke into tears. Their sobs and screams filled the courtroom. One woman began screaming in Spanish as she rushed out of the courtroom. He's facing up to 30 years for his stupid actions in January. Speaking of
that was crazy. I ain't gonna lie. You a wild, wild man for not just doing it once, not just twice, but pulling up and shooting point blank 3 times at people who are not shooting at you. All right? They're doing something dumb. By all means, they are fucking trying to flee from y'all niggas. But like, what happened to spike strips, bro? We not throwing out spike strips no more, bro. We're not doing any of that. It's just like, if you run, I'm killing niggas. Like, that's what we're doing? What the hell?
Stupid actions. You won't believe what this officer did to a patient just because he called him bro. But before that, number 2, Jordi Yanes Martell. Take a good look at this face because this is the last person you want to see in your nightmares. Jordi Martell faces 4 battery charges and 1 trespassing charge. In January 2020, Martell, an officer with the Miami Gardens Police Department, filed an arrest report alleging that while he was working off-duty security at Tootsie's Cabaret, he had tased a drunk woman who refused to sit on the curb and was punching and kicking at officers. Then, months later, a video leaked, and authorities realized everything they knew about that arrest was a lie.
We are all here today to correct what we all see as an injustice that we are alleging is actually a crime.
It all started when 32-year-old Sofia Sacho was kicked out of Tootsie's Cabaret for throwing money at a waitress. She was trying to leave when Martell approached her. The club owner had told him to tell her to never return, but Martell had other ideas.
Is there a reason why you might?
Yes, you're being trespassed from the location. Okay, need to follow me to my car, please?
He told her she was trespassing and ordered her to step out of the car. When Satchel refused, he reached into the car, opened the door, and dragged her out and threw her on the ground.
Don't reach in my car. Is you crazy? You can't reach in my car.
What are you doing?
Like, no, what is he doing? I'm like, come on, don't be f***ing pulling.
Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
While kneeling on Satchel's neck, Martell got out his stun gun and hit her twice in the stomach.
Why is you kneeing on her neck though? That's weird. Why is I kneeing on her neck though?
Get back! Get
back! Nigga!
The video was a 3rd strike against Martell, who was already on thin ice after being seen in another video using excessive force. Barely 2 years after the Miami Gardens Police Department had hired him, Martell was fired and found himself facing charges of his own. The trial began with the prosecution painting a graphic picture of Martell's actions that night.
The defendant, that man at that table, while holding one of her arms with his hand, puts his knee on her neck while she's on her back, and her stomach is only covered by this thin piece of material, but his actions do not stop there.
And pointing out the lies he used in covering up the arrest report.
And just misrepresented other facts that are also necessary.
The defense fired back that Martell's knee was not on her neck and tried to blame Satchel for not cooperating.
You do see that, but you are not going to see any clear indication that that neck or that knee is actually on the neck. In fact, you're going to hear contrary evidence to that.
In the end, Martell was found not guilty of the felony charges, but guilty of battery and trespassing. Before the sentence was handed down, Satchel finally faced the officer who'd attacked her.
From his knee choking the life out of me, fabricating reports, and lying on me, to being tased multiple times in the abdomen while being pregnant, I want him to
That was a plot twist and a half. We didn't get that information. While being pregnant is crazy. That was a plot twist and a half. Oh shit. And this nigga got not guilty? Not guilty is crazy. I ain't gonna lie. What country did he come from with those fucking, with that type of excessive force? He looks like he's been a cop before he got to America, bro. He don't look like he's a Native American.
To suffer as much as he intended for me to suffer that night.
Martell also spoke in court, but the judge was not convinced.
I take full responsibility for my actions and for what happened that night.
Yeah, where are you from?
It not only affect Ms. Sacho, it affected me as well.
Martell was sentenced to 30 days in jail, and he has to spend a minimum of 100 hours speaking at the police academy about what not to do when serving as a police officer. You might think that a little drinking can make anyone, including an officer, lose it. But our next officer was right in a hospital, so what's his excuse? Number 3, John Romer. Hitting a patient because he called you bro might sound crazy, but crazy is John Romer's middle name. He was charged with official oppression and making a false report to a peace officer. On November 5th, 2016, 20-year-old Henry Newson was discharged from Texas Harris Methodist Hospital in Fort Worth, Texas. While in the lobby, he borrowed a cell phone to call his mother to pick him up. Suddenly, the guards accosted him, asking him why he was in the hospital.
What?
Where's his home at? Okay. You know where at in Fort Worth?
Newman explained he was calling a parent to pick him up, but his answers didn't satisfy them, so they continued to hound him for answers.
Why are you harassing me?
Your phone's coming to pick you up here?
Just say yes, bro.
Alright, well, I'm asking you a question.
Just...
okay, well, I'm asking...
See? You see, bro? It's moments like this, though, that, like, it's like, nigga, just answer the fucking question and don't make this any harder than it has to be, bro. Like, no reason. If you're a dickhead to someone, bro, you don't think they're gonna be a dickhead to you? Like, come on, bro. Like, it's like, if you're a dickhead to someone, it doesn't matter who they are. You don't think they're gonna be a dickhead back? I learned a fact the other day, a crazy fact. When doctors and surgeons botch people, the people don't always sue. You know, but the people who do sue, you know why they sue? It's usually only when they don't like the doctor, right? If they don't like the doctor, they'll sue them. But if you fuck up a lady and she likes you as a doctor, she won't sue you, bro. She won't. And it's the same in any place, bro. Just be respectful to niggas, and I promise, this shit'll be so much easier, bro.
No question.
If you see me on the phone, I just got off the phone. My dad trying to get in contact with my mother. I should tell you this.
Okay, so do they know what hospital this is?
Yes, they do.
What?
My mom knows.
He's just tired of being harassed, though.
What is it?
I don't have to repeat myself.
You never told me.
But my mom, I told her. With my freedom of speech, I told my mother where I was.
One of the guards was John Romer, a police officer working an off-duty security job at the hospital. He immediately ordered Newson to shut up and pushed him toward the exit.
All right, here you go.
Go, come on, let's go.
Here you go.
Come on, let's go.
What do you mean?
I was just trying to be nice.
No, no.
Thank you.
Tell my father you touched me, dog.
Newson protested, shouting, "Don't touch me, bro." That 3-letter word switched a button in Romer's brain.
You just hit me, nigga?
Oh!
Get down. Get down. Get down.
What, bro? Wait, I'm so confused.
Hey, just get down.
He immediately punched Newson in the head, kicked him, and placed him in a headlock.
How did we go from 0 to 100? I missed something? Hold the fuck on.
Touch me, bro. That 3-letter word switched a button in Romer's brain.
Bro?
Really? You got mad at bro?
Get down. Get down.
You got mad at bro, nigga?
Hey, just get down.
He immediately punched Newson in the head, kicked him, and placed him in a headlock, and pulled him to the ground.
Oh, yeah, I heard somebody recording this. You stole me nothing for no reason, bro.
Yeah.
2 other officers joined the fray, piling on Newson, punching him and kicking him before cuffing him and wiping their bloodied hands.
You missed the part where these are North Texas cops. I think I did miss that part. Kind of does put a lot into perspective. Kind of does, but when you say it like that, it puts a lot into perspective.
Hands on Newson's shirt. It was after this assault that Romer told Newson that he was arresting him for criminal trespass and resisting arrest, charges that shocked Newson.
I'm fixing to put another charge on you.
I don't have any charges. Let him
You're under arrest for resisting.
I did not resist. Let me. You pussy in my face.
He literally didn't resist.
Hey, are you serious? Hey, no, bro. I was talking to this man.
I didn't, like, he just let y'all arrest him, bro. I don't know if he is resisted, bro.
Hey, let me call my father,
It's gonna be
dog.
off the fifth. We're gonna get you somewhere.
Nah, man. I didn't even do nothing. I'm talking to him.
Then they took him out in handcuffs as he continued to protest his innocence.
Nah, bro. Hey, yo.
Yeah, Richardson Tower ground floor. I got one in custody.
No, man. We're not doing it. I'm gonna call my mother.
Even though he was already in cuffs, Romer continued to assault Newson.
He repeated it.
Hey.
Hit me in my without. You take my pocket.
Hey, sit down, just sit down, bro. Sit down.
Get back, bro.
Sit down.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Can you tell him to get back?
Just sit down.
Hey, son, I swear to God, this
Hey,
is gonna go viral, dog.
Oh, this nigga here, bro. He's the type to make you want to fight, though. He's the type of cop to make you want to fight. Like, you know you're not winning. You already cuffed. He's got a gun. But it's just certain people like that who know how to rile you up, bro. And they just keep messing. Like, it's a bully. A bully, nigga. That's what it is. That's the word. You're a fucking bully. And you're the type to bring the worst out of people. What are you doing?
This is gonna go viral, Steve.
Newsom was taken to jail that night. When Romer appeared before a grand jury later that year, he swore that Newsom had attacked him first, so he retaliated. He thought he'd gotten away with it since he'd worked 16 years on the force and had gotten away with much worse. Let's rewind to February 2011. Romer shot a disabled father of 3, Sharrell Thomas, 12 times while the kids watched from the back seat. There was a public outcry, but Romer was given qualified immunity.
The least y'all can do is tell the man, babies, I'm sorry. That's the least y'all can do. That's the least you can do is tell the man, kids, you sorry.
Even then, the police chief defended his actions.
It's easy to stand on the outside of police work and point a finger of either racism or something inappropriate from the police officer's perspective. We have the hardest job in the nation.
Fair.
And when we make decisions that have that level of seriousness, we will be criticized by many, many areas of our community.
But this time, Romer...
Man, I don't know what happened there, but nigga, 12 times though? 12 times is a lot of shots, bro. In front of his kids, bro? You didn't give a fuck who was in the car. Clearly.
Would not get away so easily.
Was he shooting
After
at you?
a look into the arrest, the charges against Newsom were dismissed, and Romer found himself on the hot seat facing charges of his own. His defense tried to claim that Romer was right to punch Newsom because he was disrespectful, but the prosecution had the right evidence against him.
He lied about whether or not he had told Henry Newsom that he was under arrest. So we have it right there on the camera. You have the audio running. You'll have the video running.
The video recording of the incident. The jury also heard from the county prosecutor who threw out the case against Newsom.
The amount of force used against this young man was still inappropriate. A jury was not going to be receptive to that.
Thank you.
I was like, I didn't like it when I first saw it. It took me one time to view that to not like it.
Romer was found guilty of all charges, and a judge sentenced him to 5 years behind bars. Mistaken identity is one thing, but what happens when an officer viciously attacks a suspect just because he got mad? We're talking about Officer Kevin Perez. He was charged with felony battery. It started like a joke. In the early hours of July 26, 2021, 26-year-old Dalonta Crudup was enjoying the last days of his vacation at Miami Beach. That day, he rode a rented scooter to see his friends. As he tried to park, he fell over. Some officers milling around laughed along with his friends at the spectacle. Then Crudup gave the officers the middle finger and zoomed off, running over one officer's foot. The other officers tried to get him to stop, but Crudup refused. A high-speed chase began. Once Crudup got to the hotel, he ran into an elevator, but a lieutenant rushed into the lobby and stopped him at gunpoint. Crudup dropped to the ground and was cuffed. More officers poured in and started to dish out their brand of jungle justice, kicking Crudup, hitting him, and slamming him to the ground. Crudup had to get 6 stitches after the vicious assault. Kevin Perez was one of the 5 Miami Beach officers charged in the incident. He had kicked Crudup's head at least 3 times. The trial began with the prosecution painting a picture of a man intimidated by the police.
This defendant punches him in the back of the head, and that's on his body on camera.
comes up to him and punches him right in the back of the head.
But the defense saw it very differently. They saw Crudup as a mischievous person who made trouble wherever he went.
Dr. Crudup was the bad guy, and Kevin Perez, a police officer, is the good guy.
They caught a lucky break when they learned he'd been arrested in Washington, D.C. and Kentucky after this incident. After deliberating for 2 hours and asking to view the video clip over and over, the jury came back with a guilty verdict. Perez's disappointment was evident as he shook his head in shock. But this is not as bad as when one inmate lost an organ because he got severely beaten by a cop. This is Peter Delio, and his knees are licensed to kill. Delio was charged with felony battery with great bodily harm. On the night of August 12, 2014, Robert Lease was taken into a police holding cell over a $60 debt. Little did he know that by the end of the night, he'd be missing an organ as well. It all started at the Underground Bar in downtown Orlando, Florida. Robert had ordered 12 shots of Jack Daniels and couldn't clear his tab. He offered to wash dishes to cover the tab, but the manager refused. I mean, even a bull in a china store would do less damage than this.
Why don't broke niggas just stay home, bro? We're broke. We're broke. That is why we stay home, bro. We ain't up yet, bro. We're still broke. Stay home, bro. Stay home. You don't have it, dog. If you are going out and you can pay for the meal you can't tip, you don't have it, bro. If you were going out and you could only buy one shot, you don't have it, bro. Okay? You don't have it. Stay home. Matter of fact, buy you a bottle from the liquor store. Pour yourself some baby shots at home, bro. You don't have to tip nobody for that. You don't have to tip a soul. You don't have it, nigga. Stay the fuck home. You broke, nigga. The fuck?
This drunk. The manager refused. I mean, even a bull in a china store would do less damage than this drunk. The manager called the police. Peter Delio, an officer with the Orlando Police Department, arrived on the scene and handcuffed Lease. But he did not go peacefully. At the station, his manners didn't improve. While still in restraints, Lease headbutted the glass on a door, breaking it, and angry Delio barged into the cell and struck Lease in the stomach with his knee. Lease immediately crumpled. Delio placed him on the floor and left him there. Lease shouted for help 35 times, but the officers ignored him, talking and laughing outside the cell. An hour and a half would pass before one officer walked in asking why he was causing such a racket. When Lease was taken to the hospital, the doctors found out he had a ruptured spleen and was bleeding internally. He was brought in the nick of time. A few minutes more and he would be dead. Both officers were fired from the department, and that was only the beginning for Delio. He was also charged with battery. Delio pleaded not guilty and took the stand, defending his actions that day. But the video clip was much more compelling to the jury, and he was found guilty. His elderly parents took the stand and cried as they begged for leniency.
Please do not let his stoic appearance lead you to believe that he is not deeply sorry for the injury that he caused Mr. Lease. We all are.
He's not a cruel man. He's not an unjust man. He just was just in the wrong place at the right time.
With the writing on the wall, Delio went from proclaiming his innocence to admitting he'd made a mistake.
I understand why the jury made the decision they did. It's clear to me why they did.
Yeah.
I was wrong, and I caused your injury, sir. And I am deeply sorry that I did, and that you had to suffer through that.
The judge invariably sentenced him to 51 months in county jail, followed by probation. Then he would complete an anger management class and pay restitution.
I don't know. Kind of felt bad for that last guy there, because I guess he gave kind of hard not to when he says that, but more on the fact that Lease was kind of being an asshole in there, and sometimes you just fucking crack, right? But as a cop, clearly you're not supposed to. But, I mean, he paid for his actions. They have consequences. Why kick him? For sure. For sure. For sure. For sure. No reason to kick him at all. No reason to, but that's what cracking is, bro.